called me up when I was having my breakfast, giving a corporate talk, and then I said, okay, I'll just step this. So I don't want to do a presentation here, but I put it up in the portal where I will indicate each chapter, executive summary, what you should talk about it. Introduction, what you should talk about it. Main body will have 3 segments. What you should talk about it. Each one of it, what tools you're supposed to apply. The options of tools that you can use. All of that I'll put together and send it to you on the portal. And if you still don't know how to write a report, change your course, please. Don't waste my time marking a paper. Right. Right? Question. So, are you okay with that? So I'll publish the format for you all to look into it. And that will guide you clearly. You still don't know how to write, that's difficult. Now, for an example, I would say main body, right? Under main body, the first part I say current strategy, current IKEA strategy, right? I'll ask you to first chapter talk about, right, what happened in the US, right? Do you think going to China is the right move, right? What areas of IKEA strategy need to be changed or tweaked in order for them to penetrate into China? And those kind of questions will go to one chapter. Then the next chapter talk about diversify. Right? Do you think they are ready for it? Right? What happened to their strategy? Their original strategy. So you need to look at all perspective. Then the third chapter will talk about improvements. Remember they talked about financial perspective? They also have a competency strength, am I right now? And their management structure. Do you think there's an issue along this line? Do you think they need to improve those areas or not? Those part need to be looked into it carefully. US market, if you want to talk about US market, in the case study they talked about a lot about US market stuff, am I right? But you need to go to the US website, find out about their furniture industry. Right? Find out about their buying culture for the US buyers. Take note of those connectors. Right? Tell me something that I don't know. Are you there? I'll talk about it a bit more later on. These are all the contents area. Tools. I will indicate some of the tools that you can use. Most of the time when we want to talk about competitive analysis, we use Porter. Am I right now? Is that true? So you can use Porter. No problem. But if you give me Porter's table on the main text, you get 0 marks. Are you there? Porter got how many segments? How many segments we have in Porter? 5. So you have 5 appendix at the back. Right? Because each segment there's a D factors, am I right? So you use the D factor, analyze based on IKEA and environment. Use the D factor approach. So each D factor you'll have comments written there and the reference where you refer to get the comments. That page goes to the appendix. The summary of the 5 page will go into a 6-liner in your main text. You there? That is an MBA write-up. Now if you talk about Porter in your main text, that is degree. But as an MBA point of view, your working document goes to the appendix. The total summary of the 5 page goes to the main text. Maximum will go also half a page. Shouldn't go more than that. Same goes for SWOT, right? So whatever other tools you want to use, everything goes to the appendix. Now marks will be given. Marks will be given when you show evidence of working document that impress the marker, telling that you have done your research accordingly where you need to do. Based on the research is where you came up with such conclusion. Then you get a marks out of me. Because I want your brains to tell me what you understand, not what you read. Right? Because what you know doesn't bother me at all. What the university needs to know is what I'm worried about. That you write according to what the university wants. Not what you know. Don't ever write what you know, please. It doesn't carry any value. So if you give a paper, you finished, you give your paper to someone, hey, can you read through these 2 paragraphs? Does it make sense to you or not? And the person reads and says, hey, pretty well expressed, well thought for. Then you're talking, you're doing the right thing. But if they read I understand what you're trying to say. That means you're writing what you know then. Doesn't make sense at all. Okay, that? So you talk to your boss not based on what you know. You always talk to your boss based on what he wants to know. That's the same thing here. Yes?
So I have a question. So that means, right, we do the argument. So basically the argument is come from outlook, right? So with that, we have to go for something that's like a fact that we support our argument and
Your opinion is always driven by someone, never by yourself. Are you there? As much of when my second week, third week in Shell, when I joined, a bunch of GM was sitting down and I'm doing a presentation. You know what happened to me? After 15 minutes, they asked me to stop and asked me to get out. Because I was giving a presentation based on what I know. The corporate leader said, who cares what you know? Tell me what the industry is telling us to know. They're talking about referencing. The same forum, after 2 weeks I came back and I did the same presentation, same context, but this time I said according to HP, according to IBM, and I got a clap for that. So the MBA people runs in the same context. Never write what you know, unless what you know is fully supported by someone. That's what I said. In the MBA paper, you write up every 6-8 lines will be one reference.
I think you articulated very well, because previously we were requested to provide our findings. You know, after you read two, let's say 4 or 5 authors, what they're trying to say, their findings, and then you need to evaluate and tell how do you, what is your findings from this?
That's right. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
But when you put in your findings, someone must be there to support you.
Yeah.
You can't put your name
Probably out of these 4 or 5, we pick one and we said, I agree with this person. Yeah.
Depends. You know, your arguments, you can put it in many approaches. You can do a managed argument, whereby you take one guy saying A, another guy saying B, you collapse them together, right? Create a conflict between these two views. Then you come up with your own, another write-up. This is the final conclusion, supported by the third guy. You can do a managed argument, which is very impressive. But you need to do research. You want to do this kind of stuff. You that? Don't do too many, because you will never find easy this kind of stuff. Because you need to get 2 people having 2 different opinions, and you have to collapse them together and make them the conflict. The outcome of it, another person's findings, justifying that the two findings are the clouds. This guy is better. Those are real work. Okay? Sorry, I'm very straight. So you ask me and I'll share with you. The more you ask me, the more I share with you. If you let me run, I just continue talking.
So you did mention that you're going to cover this in the next 6 portal update, right? Or how
In a portal, yeah. In a portal, I'll publish each of the chapters. You got 5 chapters, am I right?
Yes.
Each of the chapters, what can you talk about each of the chapters, what tools you can use in each of the chapters. I'll put it there.
So, just out of curiosity,
I will not give you anything that guarantees you pass. You must work for it.
Exactly, I agree on that.
Right? I'm born strategist. So when I do something, technically I'll take control over your brains through my questions. So if you want me to give you a structure, I'll give it to you. Because a gentleman just complained to me telling that students are asking how to convert these things into a report format. So I just finished it up. In 15 minutes I sat down right as another hotel. I'll put it up. But when I put it up, it will control you further.
That's good. Yeah.
Tell me about it. Okay, what else you want to ask? Yes?
If I don't have the latest figure, for example, the global home furniture industry, can I use figures back in 2007, 2008?
Yes. All assumptions that you use in this particular case study, put it into the portal, ask for my permission. Once I endorse, I approve your assumption, you can use it. And it's not easy to get approval for me, because if you put something that's, just say, you put up some numbers, you say, sir, these are the only numbers I get, can I use this based on the following assumptions? Right? I will do a quick research. And if I can't find the numbers inside there, I will say, no, I don't accept it. But I won't tell you the website where it is. I say, go and find it. You get that? But if it is clear cut, I myself cannot find in 10 minutes, I'll reply back to you, please go ahead and use it, and I'll record it in your name.